Hey everybody, Rachel here from Rachthestamper.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make this really adorable sending you sunny thoughts truck card. Super, super fun. Easy or complicated. If you want to do more, you certainly don't have to, but you can make it as easy or as difficult as you would like to make it with some of the stamping. And we are using the Nested Essentials to die cut. We are also using, the truck punch to punch out the truck. We just used a little piece here to do our little snippy snip for our sentiment. I used a little strip of the Dahlia. Is that what it is? I believe it's the Dahlia paper in the online exclusives. Really, really pretty, but I just wanted something like a nice contrast. This was perfect for it. It does use also a retiring product, Ray of Light or Rays of Light, that is going to be retiring soon. It's a really nice background stamp. The retiring products will be gone as of April 30th. This is an online exclusive, as is the Truck Punch. The Rays of Light is something that's going to be retiring. So the retiring stuff will not be there any longer. So if that's something you want to get, you definitely need to get it sooner than later. Sorry, I forgot my card kit. So that's something you want to get. You do need to get it now, okay? Because it won't be there. But if there's something that maybe you're like, I can substitute it, or maybe you already have this. If there are other things you want to get, we do have a great promotion coming up starting on May 1st for joining as a demonstrator. You get all of the in color, the new, this one doesn't have the label on it, in color ink pads. You get a multi-pack of paper. There's something else you get in addition to the $125 for $99 with free shipping. So if that's something you're interested in, that begins May 1st, runs through the 31st. Would love to have you on my team. Lots of people join just for the discount shopping, and there's no shame in that. That's why I started, as a matter of fact. All right, so to begin, we're doing this on Lemon Lolly. So this is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. I'm going to set this on the side for now. This is just, I believe it is a 3/4 inch piece. Yep. 3/4 inches by 5 1/4. That's for that. This is another piece of Lemon Lolly, 4 by 5 1/4. I do have a piece for the inside and a scrap. This is for my truck and for the die cut. Okay, so we're going to do this part first. So we're stamping on Lemon Lolly in Lemon Lolly. My ink wore off, but here's what we're going to do. So you can do this many ways. You can either, if you have a stamp positioning tool and you want to put this down, I don't find, again, that it stamps so great in the corner. So I'm going to just put this here, and I'm going to put just a little teeny ditzel with taking a little bit of the ink off of Stampin' Seal Plus, so it stays put. I'm going to set this down just like so. Then I'm going to pick up my background stamp, and I'm going to just make sure that it covers like that, and I'm going to close the lid. Then I'm going to go ahead and pick this up. I don't have to worry about that now because I put a piece of tape on it. And I'm going to ink up my stamp. Just like so. Okay. And I'm going to just fold, make sure that looks good, this over and press. So if you don't have a stamp positioning tool, Misty is a great product. You can stamp in the corner. They are available from My Sweet Petunia. Great product because it's really, really versatile. If you have trouble with stamping, it's great for being able to kind of get in the corners. I feel like I didn't get that spot, so I'm going to just ink this just a little up here and just put it back in and press. And I missed just a little bit down here. Okay, so I do still need this, but I want to set it on the side just for a moment. So the nice part about these stamp positioning tools, this one is no longer available, but the stamp positioning tools is if you have something in there and you're not, like, for example, this little spot, you can see right here isn't inked. So if this is down, what you do is you just close it again and you press on that spot and it fills it in. So it's really, really nice, especially if you have maybe a hard time, maybe you have arthritis, maybe you have like carpal tunnel, or maybe you just not as strong as you used to be. Really, really helpful. So that's our background piece. So you can see, you can put this anyway. You could put it down, but kind of up makes it a little bit more fun with the truck. So we're going to set that on the side. And then in the meantime, we're going to grab a little scrap, and I'm going to make sure before I go to the trouble of using this. I'm pretty sure. Is this the right one? Yeah, that will fit there great. I'm going to stamp my truck up top. So that's the largest squoval. I guess that's what we're going to call it. And one other thing, I personally find that it's easier to stamp and I'm going to take this little thing off of here for a second. Just bear with me there a minute. I find that it's easier to stamp the inside first and then the outline. I've tried doing it the reverse way, and I just don't have as good of luck of lining things up. So when I have a photopolymer stamp that has an inside, I usually do the inside first. It seems to work better. I'm going to stamp it up here so you can see, but you also want to be mindful when you go in with your punch, you're going to go in this way. So I'm actually going to stamp it upside down. So right there looks pretty good. I'm going to pick this up again, Lemon Lolly. So we're going to just ink our stamp. Okay, and stamp it right. I want to give a little room because I am going to stamp tires. Okay, now I am stamping all this upside down, so forgive me if I goof up, but I'm trying to make it easy for you, so I stuck it up here instead of moving. Then I'm going to grab the outline of my truck, and as best as I can, again, this is what I'm saying, I'm doing this a little silly. See if I can line it up as best as I can without, you know, being able to look at it directly. I'm going to go with, what did I do? Smoky Slate or Basic Gray? Nope, Basic Gray. So we're going to do Basic Gray. I'm just stamping the outline just like so. And it looks like it's about mostly right. We'll find out in a minute. Wow, look at me. I stamp better upside down than I do right side up. I'm going to grab my tires. These I did in Basic Gray. So you can color these in, or you can do it so it fills them in like that. So I'm going to just, yeah, maybe I did it in black. You know what? I bet I did it. Now we're just going to, I have this open already. We're going to just stick with, now that is way too light. Smoky Slate was for the tire tracks, for the road. All right, I'm going to go over here back to Basic Gray. Okay, so these have just the little hubcap rounds. Now I probably talked too soon and I'm going to botch this out. Yeah, it's already crooked, but oh well. Good enough. C'est la vie. What you can do, if you want, while this is still a little bit damp, where is it? I'm going to take a blender pen and you can kind of blend the edge of your tire there, but does it really matter? No, it gives a little shading. It makes it look more realistic. Who are we kidding, right? Okay, so then the other thing is my yellow was a little bit overzealously inked here, so it actually inked my window. So I'm going to attempt still to hit this with, let me grab that. What did I move that for? With my boho blue, just to see, because we're going to punch this out anyway. I just want to make sure this is clean. This is a blender pen. It's glycerin. You can use them over and over again. You just need to kind of scrub them until they're clean. That looks good enough. So you just kind of wipe off the color there. We still need to do a couple other things, but I'm going to punch this and I'm going to cut the other piece because we're going to need that. So I'm just going to lift this up, slide it in. Easiest way to do it is kind of slide it, and I kind of just slightly press to hold until I get it right where I want it. This does have a little bit of a border around it, and it is going to pop out a window and a tire and a hubcap, but that doesn't matter. We don't need those pieces. And hopefully I did this enough that it's going to still work. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and die cut this really quickly on my die cut machine, and then I'll show you how to do the rest. I just got brand new plates for my big shot, so you won't hear as much clicking and clacking as you used to, which is nice. It's a little quieter, but also it doesn't leave all the debris like it used to, which is even better. All right, so what we're doing is we're kind of imagining. So you can see this is a little crooked. You can make it as crooked or straight as you want. But if you're going to put your truck there, you have your little road pattern-ish. Let me clean this off. And this is where the smoky slate came into play because I use that. Just wipe this off. Pick this up. Oops. Try it again. Pick this up. Okay. And what I did is I kind of just eyeballed. So if I have my truck there, I kind of want tire or road or whatever behind it. I'm just going to ink it up and I'm just going to slide this up. And some of them I'm stamping without inking. Some of them have fresh ink. You can kind of make it go over as far or as close as you want. Just like so. Okay, so that's good enough for that. Then we're going to kind of bring this back down. And then you can see I have my palm tree. So same thing. I also did this in gray because it almost disappeared. So this is the outline. So I'm going to stamp this or ink this. So I want it right about there. You can see it wraps around the truck. So I'm just sliding this down like so. Okay, so there's that. We're done with the gray because I did the sentiment in black. So I'll put this away. Then I did the inside of the tree. You can either use your markers or I just picked up another stamp. Oh, that's a little too big. Oh, whatever, this is gonna have to work. And I ink this in Old Olive. So this is the other cool thing about this mat. If you want a little lighter, you can stamp off first and then stamp again. I'm gonna go full strength, but I'm gonna try my best to, should be able to see this now, line it up. So there's that. Again, I did mess up just a little bit. So since I have it, it's still wet. I'm going to just take my green and kind of smudge it just like so. That looks pretty good. And then the rest of it, I'm going to fill in with my markers. So I have markers because you can use these instead of using ink pads. Maybe you don't have ink pads. Maybe that's not in your budget. So the only thing you need to do is make sure you clean it in between. So I just have a little scrap here. I'm going to just make sure it's clean. And then I did, you can see it's a little difficult to see because of where I put my beach ball. My beach ball, this is coral. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of ink and color in my beach ball. Okay. You're going to still need the coral for something else. Clean it off. Grab, what did I use yellow for? Did I use yellow for something? I don't know if I did or didn't, but we'll use that for our beach ball. Like that. Okay. Same thing. Clean it off. Then I have, what is this? Pool Party. So I'm just taking a little bit of ink off of the marker tip. That's all I'm doing. Put a little bit here on our surfboard. Wipe it off, and I'm going to do the other side just with Balmy Blue, just for the heck of showing you how cool this is. The other thing I forgot to do was my tree, my trunk of my palm tree. So I'm going to do that. So same thing again, you're just wiping it off. Once it runs clear, it will not contaminate anything, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to just grab my pecan pie and see if I can remember kind of remotely where my trunk is. Probably doesn't really matter very much. Put a couple coconuts on while I'm at it because it kind of is going to be behind the truck. So you can see this wraps completely around. But what we're going to do is we're going to bump it up a little bit. So we're going to just put these up on dimensionals. Since it is a very lightly colored piece, I am going to use white dimensionals in the background. And I am going to pop this on. One sec. And stick this right here. Okay. All right, 1 second. Let me just grab this. And I have to grab one piece of paper. Give me a second. All right, so I'm going to grab sending you sunny thoughts. I'm going to try to make this straight though before I put it down. Oh, I put that a little too close. This is another cool part about this because you have this little line here that you can see. Pick it up. And I'm going to do this in Memento, just on this little strip. There we go. Okay. I feel like it's going down just a little. Let me move this because it's a little crooked. It is. It's okay. Whoever gets this probably isn't going to care. They're probably going to just be happy they got a card. Well, let's hope so anyway. All right, so let me make sure this is cleaned off. I need to put the cap on this. These blender pens are great. They are dual tipped, so you can use both ends. You can see this one is super, super stained, but it's completely clear. They pick up lots of ink. They are glycerin, so if for some reason, if it ever were to dry out, they come in a 3-pack, so they're actually very reasonable. But if for some reason it ever were to dry out, you could always dip it in glycerin. I've gotten glycerin on Amazon because it's also a really cool medium to color with inks. Really, really neat. And this is just a little bit wonky from me trimming it. So I'm actually going to just take the edge of my bone folder and just press it down because I am going to edge these and I want it to be flat. So I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to take my Calypso Coral marker and I'm just going to drag right on the edge. It's nice because you can get in these little, that's a little wonky, but it's a homemade card. You know what I am going to do? I'm going to snip the end of this so it's just a little closer. Okay. Okay, and then drag this down. So you could do this with an ink pad, but if you have the markers, it makes it really easy. If not, you can drag it in the ink pad, which is also a really easy way to do it. Now for this one specifically, I was trying to make it look like the banner was waving. So I glued the bottom down, but I put 2 dimensionals on the top. So what I'm going to do is put both of these dimensionals, put one, I'm taking off the backing and I'm going to stick another one directly to it. I'm not going to peel the back off of this one yet, but that way we can kind of line it up. All right, so let me move all these extra little papers out of the way. And I want to put my cover back onto this mat. That way I can kind of do a little bit easier of an assembly. So we have our base card, which we're going to fold. It's already scored. And I'm going to just hit it with my bone folder just to reinforce the fold. Okay, just like so. We're going to put our layer onto it like this, but we're going to put this one first in case we need to trim. So this kind of goes at the bottom. And again, this is all kind of approximate. If you wanted to, you could even add a little bit of something at the sky here because we do, and I didn't even think about this before, we do have these little clouds. So while I have this, I didn't do this before, but let's do that. That'll make it just a little more fun. And I'm actually going to do it with the Balmy Blue. And then we're just going to spread a little bit of the ink in with our missed a little bit there. See if I can line that up with our blender pen. All right, so without moving it, I'm just going to pick this up because there should be enough there. And I'm going to just drag a little bit of that ink. Oh my goodness, my dog is kneeling on his feet. Anybody else's dog have allergies? Holy moly. I think I'm going to pick up just a little bit more. Just a little bit of ink. Not a lot. Okay, Jack, relax, buddy. There you have a little bit of a cool clouds in there. Add a little something. I'm probably going to end up covering it up with my sentiment, but I'm going to try not to. We'll see if that works or not. All right, so we're going to glue this down in the meantime. Again, this is the Dahlia DSP. That's in the online exclusives. The online exclusives are really nice because it's stuff that is not in the catalog. I guess they're trying to limit maybe what's in the catalog taking up space-wise, which is kind of nice because then we can get extra stuff. But once it's gone, it's gone. But if it says it's coming back, it is. I know that sounded like such an obvious statement, but so many people ask. It does tell you if it's coming back, so at least that part is somewhat helpful, which some of the other stuff isn't really as intuitive as you would think it would be. If you think it's gone, it's gone. If it's not, it's coming back. Thank you, Captain. It's me. I'm Captain Obvious here, leading this journey. All right, so we're going to stick this down. And this is a card, actually, that, this is another one that I thought was really cute. A case. This one I know who did. This is a card that Erica Cerwin designed, probably when this came out originally. So let's see if we do it like this. Yeah, we can do it up there. We'll do it just a little bit different. So we're on here. This I'm going to glue straight down, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the end of my banner, and the rest of it will go. We'll just offset it a little bit. You can even, if you want to, add a little bit of Wink of Stella onto your window there. It's a little bit crooked. This looks like this truck's heading up a very steep hill. Okay. And then this is going to go up, and this part's going to go down. So I'm going to just, before I finish, just kind of fooling with the paper a little bit just to kind of bend it so it has that like kind of a flighty look. So I'm just going to put glue right here. That way the rest of it sticks up. You kind of bend that up a little bit. I'm going to pull this off. Probably would take you an extra stamp if you're going to mail this because of the dimension, but it's cute. They sell 1 and 2 ounce stamps in the United States anyway, so you can always add an extra one of that. But really fun card. You can add, even though I know this is yellow, I still will add an inside panel to this. You could always add a little extra piece of DSP if you needed to, but I think sometimes, again, I said this earlier with another card that I just recently created, even with having the light insides, something really nice about just the extra layer of white inside. I never really used to think that, but it really just finishes the inside of the card, and it totally gives it that really nice extra look. So which one you prefer? Do you like clouds or no clouds? I think it's adorable, but I really, now that I see the clouds, I kind of like it because it just gives a little something, a little extra something to it. So if this is something you think you'd like to make, all the supplies will be listed below here in the description here on YouTube. So all you have to do is click the link. It will take you directly to my online store. If you don't need the rays of sun, rays of light, whatever it is, rays of something, wait until May 1st. Super awesome special coming up. I mean, what is better than shopping and getting more for the same price? I mean, you might as well, right? Nobody wants to pay more for less. You want to pay less for more. So I would say take advantage of that. There's absolutely no pressure to sell, do classes, do videos. The only thing you're going to want to do is probably make a lot of stuff with your friends. So hopefully you will, what do you have, Jack? A bone. I thought he was chewing on one of my stamps. I was about to go through the ceiling. It sounded like a rubber stamp set. Sometimes he brings his ball in to chew on it because, you know, dogs love chewing on stuff. So if you have any questions, leave me a comment here in the video description below. If you have any comments, questions, free ways to support me, like, subscribe, follow, share with your friend, give me a thumbs up, send this to some other page where a whole bunch of people are going to like it. You know, whatever you got to do. I want to thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this card today. Have a great day.